Yes. Apostle Grace is my friend.
Yes, you've clearly built a big brand out of the name Kasuku.
Yeah.
And
now we chose to stop being bitter.
Yeah.
We said, now let's make people laugh. Like I told you, in Uganda is where you are at the top. Everybody's talking about you.
Yeah.
But you don't have money.
Yeah.
Now for me, I cut across.
Yeah.
I have those people who watch me with earphones.
Yeah.
Yeah, because anytime he may say something, Ugandans will ask you all the rubbish. They will demand all the rubbish from you.
About branding, your brand has led you to meet the Honorable, His Excellency,
The president.
the President,
Yes.
Big Museveni.
Yes. He's a guy who can easily say, throw that guy 10 billion.
Yeah.
In an instant, you're a billionaire.
Yeah.
But then he's the same guy who can say, we need to make that guy learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Same today in Uganda when everybody is literally broke. Government should be able to come and say, your podcast, we are paying you, what, 50 million?
Yeah.
We want 10 episodes.
Yeah.
They're going to put them on TV.
Yeah.
They're going to put them on the internet free of charge.
Yeah.
You know? Okay. For starters, subscribe, share, like. You can actually even, is it donate?
Yes.
Yes, to make sure, down here things are not as simple as, you see them. So, yeah, come and support my guy.
AfriSub brings you the best and fastest online shopping experience. All you need to do is visit our website at www.afrisub.com or visit any of our social media platforms to make your order from any of our products. Goods purchased will be delivered right where you are with cash on delivery or picked up from our offices at Greenland Towers, Kampala Road. AfriSub, here to serve.
Hello and welcome to today's podcast episode. And as you can see, on my right hand side, we're joined by the great, amazing brother of mine, Mr. Kasuku.
Yes.
And Mr. Kasuku,
Yeah.
I'd like you to greet the viewers.
Yeah, to everybody watching us from whatever part of the country you're at, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, how you doing?
Yes.
Yes.
And we're going to have a great conversation today.
I hope so.
Yes, so I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Yeah.
But before we dive into the questions, I'd like us to have an icebreaker.
Okay.
The first part, I'll be teaching you UK slang because there's UK people from UK watching.
Okay. Okay.
The second part, you'll be teaching me Uganda slang.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have about 14 here. We'll run through them quickly, and then you'll guess what they mean.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one is Riz.
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 I don't know. What does Riz mean?
Now let me give you a scenario. If my woman says you have good Riz, it means like I have a good pull-up game. I know how to vibe with words. I'm good with my words.
I thought pull out game.
No. Yeah.
Okay,
So I know how to charm her. Yeah.
So someone says, do they say you're Riz or you have good Riz?
I have good Riz.
Ah,
Or
okay,
I'm
so-
rizzing her.
Yeah.
Rizzing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
rizzing her.
Okay.
Then meaty.
Huh?
Meaty.
Meaty.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like me saying, oh, that food is meaty. That food is meaty.
Uh-huh.
Do you have a guess what it means? That food is meaty. It's short for mediocre.
Oh, midi.
Yeah, so if
Mediocre.
you don't like something, we'll be like, oh, that's meaty. Yeah.
Okay.
Then the other one is leng.
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 L-E-N-G.
Leng.
Okay.
So, for example, if I tell my woman she's leng, you're looking leng today.
You're looking nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then the third one is, he's a waste man. So if someone annoys you, be like, he's a waste man.
Oh, he's annoying.
Yeah, he's annoying. Yeah.
He's a waste man.
Yeah. Then there's, I don't know if you've heard this one, NPC.
No, I'm not.
It's non-playable character. So it's basically like someone you can't walk around with in public because they'll shame you.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is me. Manyoswaza muko. Uh-huh.
Then there's brush. No, like
Or the shoes.
If someone's like a bit like stressing you, and you can't deal with them. You just be like, oh, brush.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, leave me alone.
Okay.
Then there's also buff.
Buff.
It's similar to Leng.
Oh.
She's buff.
She's buff. She's hot.
Yeah, she's hot.
Fantastic.
Then if I'm going to, like, let's say a scenario, for example, you're meeting Mr. Sendi. You'll be like, well, go on, what are you saying, bro?
That one I know. Wagwan.
What are you saying, bro?
What's saying, bro?
Yeah.
It's like, what's up? How are you?
Yeah.
That one I know.
Then now, clean. I can say today, Kasuku is looking clean today.
Yeah, I'm looking good.
Yeah.
That one I know.
And then I could be like, I'm with the man them right now.
I'm with the man right now.
The man them.
Yeah, man them. Yeah, man them.
I'm with the boys.
Yeah, I'm with the boys.
Yeah.
That's man them is like Jamaican.
Yeah. But it's integrated with UK slang.
Yeah.
Because I'm from South London.
Oh, you're from South London. That is where some Crystal Palace is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've been there like 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been there, but that place is confusing.
Yeah,
The houses look the same, the
Yeah.
streets look the same.
Houses are small.
Yeah, but they are well done. Yeah, ideal. I think it's something. It's just that we're used to a lot of space here.
Yeah.
But me, I found them okay.
For me, I came back home. I'm a Uganda man, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
And then the other one is beanies. Beanies are like girls.
Oh, beanies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then in it.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
That one I've had.
Then there's family.
Yeah, that one I've had.
Then like after here, I'm going yard, bro.
Yeah, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's it. So now yeah.
So for me, the ones I will teach you are a bit very tough. We have Gadier.
Gadier.
Yeah, Gadier. Eat it. So when someone pisses you
Gadier.
off, you tell him Gadier.
Yeah.
Not like go and.
Yeah.
It's more like England F off.
Oh,
It's like
okay,
Gadier.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Then we have them.
Yeah.
Them.
Them.
Is like babe.
Damn.
Yeah. Then we have Mpako.
Mpako.
You know what it means?
Give me.
Some.
So yeah, give me some.
For the context now is when you're with a woman. Tell
Okay.
Mpako mwana. You know. So I'm giving you words that will take you around very fast. Yeah.
So that's it. How about Gumite?
Gumite has just come, but I think it's more about being hard.
Yeah, hard.
Hard and tough, or something like that. But of course, most people use it just out of. Most of them are not Gumite.
Yeah.
Yes, they just want to throw around words.
Yeah, they're not cool.
They're not. Yeah.
So I wanted to begin with you sharing on who is Kasuku.
Oh.
And how did Kasuku come about?
Okay. Yeah. I've not done interviews where people ask me those questions because I think I've been around, for some time now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm Isaac Daniel Katende. Those are my original birth names. And Kasuku is my alias, aka also known as Kasuku. And I'm 37 years old. This year, I was born at 24th of February 1989. So I'm 37 years old. And I hail from Kampala, Chadondo here. I was born in Namirembe Hospital. Now I think it's Mengo Hospital. And I've grown around town. I grew up in Bukoto, Brown Flats. Then when I was around, I was in P4. We shifted to Bukoto, just here behind Kampala International School of Uganda, and that's where I've grown. But currently I'm living in Chanja. Yes, that's where my home is. And when we say Chanja, you add Life suburbs.
Life suburbs.
Yes, Life suburbs. You can see the green.
Yeah.
So these days green is for the rich people.
Yeah.
The poor people are cutting trees, selling them off. So the Life suburbs of Chanja, that is where I stay. And I have a diploma in journalism, mass communication from Womcat School of Journalism. Then I have a degree in community psychology from Makerere University,
Yeah.
and I'm currently pursuing a master's in clinical psychology at Makerere University.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's more like me. Yeah, I think that's what maybe people would want to know.
Yeah.
The name Kasuku, like I've always told people, as when we were at WUMCAT, School of Journalism, there's a group of my colleagues. They
Yeah.
formed a group. It was more like dance, drama,
Yeah.
and the intention was to go around schools doing sensitization about different topics, HIV, those things happening around us.
Yeah.
So they named the group Kasuku.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to join them to see how we can work together. So one of the people in there died. Actually, the one who was their leader, she was called Brenda. She died in those bomb blasts that happened in 2010 at Chadondo. Yeah, so, and basically because she was their coordinator, and she had some company she could invest in the group as they grew. So the group, I think, ceased. I actually didn't follow up on it. So when I got my first gig on TV, because that's where I started after the newspaper, before I joined radio, I thought, what could we name this thing we are going to do?
Yeah.
We named it Kasuku in memory of those people. And that's when I took on the name Kasuku. From there, I thought she was my friend, and we had done. People when people are looking towards the future, they are young.
Yeah.
The ideas and all those
Yeah.
things. So I thought maybe I would carry on her dream
Yeah.
with that name,
Yeah.
and that is Kasuku.
Wow.
Yes.
And you've clearly built a big brand out of the name Kasuku.
Yeah.
And I'd like you to educate viewers because you have knowledge, you're wise,
Okay.
you've done it,
Okay.
you've built a brand. I would like you to educate us on brand building, the
Uh,
importance of brand building and how to build a brand
Exactly.
so effective.
I think here in Uganda, people have not really concentrated a lot about concentrated on the brand issue. Most of us here are about, can we get something to eat today?
Yeah.
Tomorrow we shall show up.
Yeah.
Life will happen for us.
Yeah.
You understand? But a brand takes time to build.
Yeah.
You have to know what brand do you want, who do you target, who are you talking to, what are you telling them,
Yeah.
So step by step you begin. For example, when we are building this brand, we started out with TV.
Yeah.
We had our first TV show, it was called Kasuku Live.
Yes.
And our core was entertainment, news, gossip.
Yeah.
What was the end result? The end result was to make sure we have people informed. But then we also wanted, because at the time, my colleagues I was working with, there's a lot of stuff going on in the music industry.
Yeah.
So apart from giving people the information, we wanted to impart change
Yeah.
in society.
Yeah.
In relates to entertainment, entertainers, musicians, all of those people.
Yeah.
So that is where now, because now that is now the vision.
Yeah.
That is understanding what are we doing now.
Yeah.
So that guided us to date.
Yeah.
So we wanted to entertain the people, to inform them, and also to empower some of them, and to impart change. But most importantly was to put a smile on people's faces. And so we started out. In the beginning, we got engulfed in the business.
Yeah.
The politics of the business.
Yeah.
Because then you would see things and you're like, But then over the years, as we tried to talk about, to expose some of these issues to the people, we can say that now we have done it. The change we wanted has come.
Yeah.
When you look at the new breed of musicians, they are more respectful. They have let their talent speak. So many things, so many good things are happening with the latest breed. Now we chose to stop being bitter.
Yeah.
We said, now let's make people laugh. Let's put a smile on people's faces. So here we are right now.
Yeah.
So building a brand takes you understanding what do you want to do, believing in yourself, but then most importantly, executing it. Because the challenge we have today with most people who are seeking to build a name for themselves, a brand, they don't know. If you find them heading to Kampala and you tell them why, they sit and go, you know. Now, you lose direction of where you're going. And most people who come to me and they tell me, you know, Kasuku, we want to do YouTube. I just ask them, identify your audience.
Yeah.
Who do you want to talk to?
Yeah.
What do you want to tell them about?
Yeah.
You know? And most importantly, get something you like.
Yeah.
You know? Like me, Chinochenko, what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
It's what I love.
Yes, yes, yes.
So for me, it becomes natural for me to do it.
Yeah.
You know? Because this is me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So those who are seeking to build brands like Kasuku, yeah, you need to have those at the back of your mind, but then you also need to have patience. You need to have an understanding of the people or society you're dealing in or working with.
Yeah.
Because, like I told you, in Uganda is where you are at the top. Everybody's talking about you,
Yeah.
but you don't have money.
Yeah.
You know? So it is something we've tried to fight against. And yeah, here we are. Yes.
So what would you advise me coming back home, bringing myself out? Because one thing that has been recognized, even with Mr. Sendi, people, when I sat down with him, people said, who is that man with the accent? Who's that man with the accent?
Yeah.
What's the best way I can bring myself out?
No, I think you just need to keep natural.
Yeah.
That is one. Because Ugandans will ask you all the rubbish. They will demand all the rubbish from you.
Yeah.
But like I've told you, you need to know, this is me.
Yeah.
Because now you're not faking the accent,
Yeah.
you know? So you need to know this is me. But what is going to help you most is to identify, who am I talking to? You know? Because you see, the challenge we have in this country, people want us to talk to them when we are not talking to them.
Yeah.
You know? We are talking about, thing with Ugandans is they want to act like they know everything.
Yeah.
So you need to have a proper niche of these are the people I want to talk to.
Yeah.
Now, when you understand these people, what do they want to hear? You make sure you're saying or you're talking about what they want to do what?
Yeah.
To hear. Eventually, the audience will grow. So when the only way to defeat Ugandans is to do what you believe in.
Yeah.
They will eventually join you.
Yeah.
So look for the right guests,
Yeah.
you know. And the good thing with you now is, you know, you're publishing from the UK.
Yeah.
Not so?
No, I've now resettled here.
Yeah, but you need to be publishing from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, to still target that audience.
Audience of UK.
Yeah, that side. Because, well, they have, you know, they have the,
The cash, yeah.
yeah, in terms of viewership and, you know all those things. So do not mind these people. Just create a niche, understand these are the people, this is what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Full circle will come eventually.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another thing that I've seen is a brand deal I saw you doing. I think it was with IM Bank. So how does that come along, and how do you manage to know which brand deals you should accept and which ones you shouldn't that go against your brand name?
Like I told you, the Ugandan market really does not really draw those lines a lot. And right now, most of those corporate companies,
Yeah.
they come to realize, you know, like I always say, most of those big companies here in Uganda thought we still had that nonsense. Oh, that guy putting on a suit, that's the one we are talking about. You know? Yeah, but he's putting on a suit and he's earning 2 million a month. You know? And the people they are saying, those guys are local, what? They aren't serving with it. So when most of these banks, beer companies, when they realized, for example, I'll tell you, a bank could go to, let me say, Centenary Bank.
Yeah.
And Centenary Bank is having over 8 million customers. People who are selling tomatoes every day, a person is saving every day 50,000, you know? So they come to realize, but now this bank has a lot of money. Who are the people? So then they chose to say, well, now we are tapping in those ones. The beer companies, we used to say, let me say whiskey is for the rich and affluent. Yeah, but now people have the money to buy the whiskey, you know? So you will find a guy who is drinking your whiskey at 10 a.m. down in a garage. Nenga aguze mitwala asatu 300,000. So you cannot start saying, for us, we are in Uganda now. That went away.
Yeah.
So when most of these people realize that now that's the direction people are taking, so they said, Kasuku, come we work, because now for me I cut across. I have those people who watch me with earphones. Because anytime he may say something, but they enjoy my content. And they are the CEOs, they are the what. Then we have these ones, bank managers, bank tellers. You know those ones they call corporates, the salespeople, marketing, what. Then we also have this local Ugandan here. And we are now cutting across. So clearly someone like I&M Bank would want to associate with me. Yes. So when those deals come through, of course, we don't have so many companies that you say, they're these ones. No, you know. Most of our companies have good reputations and, all those things. So when the deals come through, they show you their numbers and you're like, yeah, we can do this. You go do it for a month. They're seeing things working and they say, yeah, let's proceed with this. I think it will work. Yes.
And I am back in case you're looking for someone with elegant English.
Yes.
You know
exactly. They can come to your podcast. Thank you.
And talking about branding, your brand has led you to meet the Honorable, His Excellency,
the President. Yes.
Big Museveni.
Yes.
And how did you feel when you got the call to meet him?
Of course, the President, or Mr. Museveni, is the head of state. And I know most people won't want to hear this, but right now in the country is the Alpha and Omega. He's a guy who can easily say, throw that guy 10 billion. In an instant, you're a billionaire. But then he's the same guy who can say, we need to make that guy learn a lesson. So when you meet someone like that, it's not business as usual. You've met someone, the head of state. He's a guy who heads the entire country. You know, and we have how many countries in Africa? I don't know, 54 in Africa. So he's one of those. When they invite 54 people to sit somewhere, Uganda takes one man to project our voice to the rest of Africa. So it was, of course, you first feel the airs, you're like, man. And he's a bit intimidating. He sits over there, and the way he looks, he never looks like this. He's like, someone who looks at you like, but over time, I got to, slowly fit in. Like I said, the people who spoke first broke the ice. Then, and it's the mere fact that the head of state can call you by name, he knows you. It's not business as usual. And of course, I'll tell you, ever since I left that place, I've been getting serious gigs. A ministry calls you, is like, we want to stream your work. Can you come and stream our show? Stuff like that. So it was quite the experience. He's a bit intimidating because he's the head of state. But I think I had a good time there.
And one thing I could see in the videos I was seeing is that you managed to keep yourself. You didn't change who you are.
Exactly.
You kept your personality, your humor, and then it led you to making a proposal. How did you feel about making that proposal? Were you sure that you were going to get a proposal?
Which proposal?
Of the 5 billion.
No, he did. I did ask for the 5 billion. I think it's something most people, I think, skipped that conversation then. My idea was, maybe just to take you back, I was seated, I was at home actually, I was asleep I think it was a Wednesday night,
Yeah.
Wednesday or Tuesday. So my phone rings constantly, and I leave it under the pillow.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, when the phone rings a lot,
Yeah.
I just put airplane mode.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I get a message. This is me from, this office. I need to talk to you. Blah blah blah. So I'm like, I first left it.
Yeah.
So the phone rings again. Around like 8. Yeah, we need to have a word with you. There's someone I'm sending you. They're going to talk to you. I'm like, hey, okay, fine. So like after 3 hours, the phone call comes through. I am this one. We need to have you on Jazz with Jaja. And I'm like, okay. So we shall be leaving on this day. And I'm like, okay. So I called a few people.
Yeah.
And so among the people I called was Sandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I called Sandy, I called Bebe Cool, I called some other people there. Just to try to, to understand. Because when you get a call from State House,
Yeah.
you need to think about the money.
Yeah.
My discussion was about the money. I'm like, because social media, people will say you ate,
Yeah.
you betrayed us and all those things. So I needed to know. So when I spoke with different people, they told me, man, this is the head of state.
Yeah.
We may want to say so many things. This is the head of state, which we all agreed with.
Yeah.
And of course, we realized that, we may not be going to pick $1 billion from him.
Yeah.
But we are securing a certain social capital.
Yeah.
But then, when I called all those people, everybody gave me their reason, and they left the decision to me. So I sat down and I'm like, if I'm beating the president, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
So when they called me again, I asked them, what do you want me to talk about the president? We'll talk with
With the president.
the president. They told me, no, we want you to formulate a question
Yeah.
that you want to ask the president.
Yeah.
You send it to us, we approve it.
Yeah.
So I told them I want us to talk about this social media, the digital space.
Yeah.
How is government going to help us, and all those things. And that is when you go back, because we've done it twice.
Yeah.
So the first one, those were the issues I was raising.
Yeah.
Because now I think we don't need handouts,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Today people were making noise over the 5 billion.
Yeah.
And the guy told me, Kasuku, if you're 1,000 digital content creators, which we are even more
yeah.
than, that means every person is going to get like 5 million.
Yeah.
So when you try to do the math, 5 million does not buy even a red,
Yeah.
But then if we talk about government
Yeah.
putting up spaces, infrastructure, internet,
Yeah.
because now, right, I think you've seen, we are struggling with internet.
Yes. Yes.
Uploading a video of 6 GB
Yeah.
here today
Yeah.
feels like forever.
Yes. Yes.
You literally have to know. In Uganda today, we have this that place. When you sit there, there's internet.
Yeah. You have to go to the corners.
When you look at the internet providers today this one is the one working.
Yeah.
Tomorrow this one is the one working.
Yeah.
So we want to, because internet is our first point of concern.
Yeah.
So we want to see. My idea was, how do we talk to the president about the issue of internet?
Yeah.
How do we tell the president about equipment?
Yeah.
How do we bring in such mics cheaply?
Yeah.
Because today someone is going to tell you this mic is how much?
1 million.
1 million.
Yeah.
But how much are you making from content creation?
Yeah.
And people don't understand these whole things of digital content creation. They're not just about now what we are sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a guy, a friend of mine, Chicken. He's doing Pop the Balloon, Ugandan edition.
Yeah.
But how much money is he paying the cast, the
Yeah.
crew, and how much is he bringing back?
Yeah. Return on investment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this is where the government comes in
Yeah.
to tell us a program like that. Because you see, in other countries, the government is paying content creators to do content to keep the citizens happy. At a time today in Uganda when everybody is literally broke, government should be able to come and say, your podcast, we are paying you what, 50 million.
Yeah.
We want 10 episodes.
Yeah.
They're going to put them on TV.
Yeah.
They're going to put them on the internet free of charge.
Yeah.
You know, people are going to watch.
Yeah.
You understand? So they don't have to, like, this is the stuff I wanted us to talk with the president.
Yeah.
How do we monetize? Today, monetizing in Uganda, you have to have a Stripe account.
Yeah.
We don't have.
Yeah.
How do we bring these people down here?
Yeah.
Facebook, TikTok,
Yeah.
X, Instagram,
Yeah.
Snapchat. How do we, because we have their girls who just post their body
Yes. Yes.
and they have 100K views on Instagram,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know, and they're eligible to monetize. Now, a person like that one, you're creating a job for her in something she does.
Yeah.
At the end of the month, if she has $2,000, that's 7 million.
Yeah.
How many people are in the corporate world earning 7 million?
Exactly.
So these are things we wanted to have discussions about. You know, people are saying so many things, what, but now these are the actual conversations we need to have with, you know,
The president.
with the president. So when I tried to explain to him those things, he was like, okay, we shall talk about them. So I'm like, okay, fine. So the next time they call me again, they're like, we want you to go again.
Yeah.
So that's when I went. And when I got the mic, I started talking to him, this, that. So I think after we left, he called some of his people, and they tried to explain to him these things. So when I said things, he was like, yeah, I understand them, okay, fine, but are you organized?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we are organized, we have a circle. And it's like, I've given you 5 billion.
Wow.
You understand? Yes. So we did ask the cash from him. Era my meeting with the president, because he promised me a meeting. The time I meet him, these are things I want us to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't want us to talk about him giving us 5 billion.
Yeah.
You know, 5 billion, that money we can make.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
People are earning $1,000 of this. People are earning $2,000. Some are earning $4,000.
Yeah.
There are people who are on X, they are showing their payments. And a month just typing, you get numbers, views and all that, and they're taking home $2,000. Yeah, they have other jobs they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not even doing this.
Yeah.
They're just on their phone,
Typing.
they put something, interaction comes, all of a sudden they have 100 or 1 million impressions, and their X is saying, at the end of the month, you have your $5,000 here.
Yeah.
You know? So we just need to have these things in place.
Yeah.
So that, you know, people work. People are telling me, how do you say we don't want money, we have money? There's no way the president is going to invest in us if he does not see a return on investment.
Yes.
He needs to see that if we are going to put these conditions here, these people are going to be able to bring back, let me say, 20 million USD a year.
Yeah.
You know? Or 5 million USD a year.
Yeah.
We are contributing something to the what?
To
The economy.
Yeah.
You don't understand?
Yeah.
And the reason I said all of these things, I don't want us to be like the musicians.
Yeah.
You know, because the moment we begin relying on these handouts, we are not going to get to where we want to.
Yeah.
You know what it means when the president gives you 1 billion?
Yeah.
You're going to want to ask yourself, why am I still waking up
Exactly.
to go and hustle? Because literally, I'm telling you, today if I got $1 billion,
Yeah.
I just buy a house.
Yeah.
Actually, I would move to Gayaza,
Yeah.
get myself like, 10 acres, build a very big house, start a farm, I sleep.
Yeah.
Because that is the only essence.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I have a very big chunk of land. I can put cows, goats, banana plantations, coffee,
And peace of mind.
and peace of mind.
Yeah.
You know? So that is not what we want to do. What we want is for us to be able, to do these things ourselves.
Yeah.
So that we can see a building and you say, I worked for a full year and built there.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I bought a piece of land in Changi on my own money.
Wow.
And every time I pass there, I'm like, wow, that is me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if I build a house on it, we need to feel. So I have the urge to come here every day and every day and every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, and you touched on something, and I feel like it's a problem in Africa, not just Uganda. People are not purpose motivated.
They are not.
People just want handouts and they want money.
Yes.
And that's why people jump into content creation. They say, oh, I've seen Kasuku make it. But how does it help you? How are you impacting the world? Because one thing I've seen, which we're going to dive into before we get to that part, is that you make people happy.
Yeah.
People go through tough times. I don't know if you know how much impact you have in this country and in the diaspora.
Yeah.
People, now for example, I've seen you fly with my spiritual father, the man himself,
Apostle Grace. Yes. Apostle Grace is my friend.
Yes.
Yes.
I want you, before you give him a message, he will see the video. I want many Finero people were happy to see that you're recording with him.
Yes.
It put people at peace.
Yes.
So now I'd like to give you room to send him a message to Apostle Grace Lubega.
Apostle Grace, big up on yourself. You are the man.
He is the
Yeah,
man.
continue. Yes. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I met him, you know, may have things that challenge me.
Yeah.
Today in a world where opinions are bought,
Yeah.
it's very rare to find someone who appreciates.
Yeah.
Today, most of us, we want, if there's a problem with Fanero,
Yeah.
we expect that the apostle should first call us,
Yeah.
you know, and then try to tell that, no.
Yeah.
Because these days I prefer using my head.
Yeah.
Because we've been in the business of PR for long.
Yeah.
But sometimes, some of the things you do PR about are going to come back and haunt you.
100%.
Now, I prefer thinking my own, what I think, you know? Because now, for me, I'm fortunate in this country. I've been able to build a few houses, drive some of the best cars, you know, in the world.
Yeah.
Okay, best car brands.
Yeah.
I won't say best cars, but best car brands, the Benz, the Touareg, the Mazdas, and you know, I've been fortunate.
And the private jet is coming soon.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what I believe is we now, there's what they call satisfaction.
Yeah.
We need to begin doing things, not just for us,
Yes.
for the bigger good.
Yeah. Greater good.
So there's some time I don't remember what I said about him. We spoke and I was, I think, on KFM.
Yeah.
Something was happening with him. And we were like, no, guys, you need to give the guy a break. You know, those things.
Yeah.
So like after 2 months, I'm at Serena there.
Yeah.
I was actually leaving. So I hear a guy calling me. He's running after me.
Yeah.
Mr. Kasuku, Mr. Kasuku. I'm like, who is this? So I turn around and it's him.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
So the thing is, because I had not met him personally, I was always seeing him from a distance. I was like, it's like I know this guy.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know how simple he can be. He's
Very
not a guy who will
simple.
put on those suits every time. You just meet him randomly, putting on a nice t-shirt, nice jeans, well, you know, he's combed his hair well, and he's seated there.
Yeah.
So he tells me, yeah, I'm Apostle Grace. I saw you one time. You were saying good things about our ministry, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, okay. Then I told him, so I think you should do, you know, sort me.
Yeah.
And he's like, no problem. He gave me some money there. And I was happy. I was like, well, you know, a person who is going to appreciate something you did for them.
Yeah.
So he struck me because at the time, most people would want to call you to influence your thinking, you know, but he didn't.
Yeah.
We just randomly bumped into each other. So I was like, there's something special with this guy,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm not a very religious guy that, you know, I die for religion and what.
Yeah.
But I think there's something he's doing different.
Very different.
Most of those people, pastor, apostle, prophet, you have to go through 1 million people to get to them, you know. But, you know, here is a guy that you meet and he's talking to you. There are no guards, there is no what. You're talking.
Yeah.
Then again, I met him on the plane.
Yeah.
Hey, Kasuku, how are you? And you know, the thing is, me, I'm not, in the eyes of certain people, they see me as this other guy.
Yeah.
So I usually, when I meet, you know, those people we think they are somewhere,
Yeah.
I really don't want to mingle a lot with them because I don't want people thinking, now you see how low that person has stooped. You're now with Kasuku. So I chose to give him a space. Yeah, but then I was like, Apostle, can we do a video? He's like, sure. So, yeah, we shot a video on the plane.
Yeah.
We are all doing business class.
Amen.
Yeah, and when we left, he's like, hey, Kasuku, I'll be seeing you around.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, I think, around the time I lost my jaja, he calls me. How are you holding up? How are you doing? Because I saw the phone, I was like, hey, he called me like 4 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, but... So, you know, when you call me more than 2 times, I become angry.
Yeah.
I was like, now, who is this calling me like this?
Yeah.
So I pick up, I'm like, hello, Gwani, who are you? He's like, Grace Rubega. I'm like, Grace Rubega chi. Apostle Grace Mkwano go. I was like, oh, fantastic. So you are on Nkowa. And he was very okay with it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I saw the news, you lost your jaja, and I thought maybe, you know, there was a lot of traffic, you know, people calling you, all this and this, but yeah, sorry about that. And I was like, oh, I think, you know, yeah. So, Apostle Grace, big up on yourself. Continue doing what you're doing. People are going to say whatever they want to say. If you know you're doing the right thing, continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one thing about Apostle Grace, he understands you a lot because he's been attacked so much. Even I've seen some corporate people, even I've sat in rooms where people are like, why do you go to church? But for me, one thing I stood on, he's the one person that has supported me. Now, for example, I moved to Uganda. He called one of his PAs to look for me.
Okay.
Because my family had turned against me.
Okay.
And he sat me down and this is what he told me. Moving to Uganda is a good move.
Yeah.
2 years later, I'm sitting down with Kasuku. See how good
Fancy.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always tell people, me, I am a believer of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in good things. I believe in the good things that happen in the world. I believe in God.
Yeah.
But me, I think everybody should just find what makes them happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? If the happiness or whatever you're praying about is going to come at Faneru, go to Faneru.
Yeah.
I really don't have time anymore arguing about whose God is better.
Yeah.
You know? You go where you find peace.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't engage in debates of because you cannot tell me that a man who sits over 10,000 people on Wednesday or Thursday night, he does not know what he's doing. That 10,000 people will not have a together. That is just it for me.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even if we are to say that the man is not right, we have to ask ourselves, how is he able to collect 10,000 people? How has he been able to grow a ministry, buy land in Naguru, and now they are trying to put up structures?
Yeah.
So there are things I look at and I'm like, you know, okay, yeah, everybody could have an opinion, but let me stay away from it.
Yeah. Because
then there are sometimes I choose to use common sense.
Yeah.
It's like seeing a guy who is doing a video, he has 10K views, and you're saying, you need to revise what you're saying. How is a stupid man able to garner 10,000 people to watch what he's doing?
Yeah.
So if he has 10,000 people who are watching what he's doing, then that means there's something he's doing.
Right.
So we just have to find out. Maybe he's talking to 10,000 stupid people. That means you are one wise person, you're the odd man out. You understand? Yes.
And as the Bible says, you shall know them by their fruits.
Yes.
And indeed, the fruit is evident.
Yeah.
And when you were introducing yourself, you said you studied psychology.
Yes.
And I feel like in Africa we have a mindset issue, a big mindset issue.
We do. And it's one of the things that are hindering us the most.
Yeah.
Me, I've been to France, I've been to Italy, I've been to Belgium, I've been to Germany, I've been to UK.
Yeah. America.
I've not been to America yet.
Yeah.
I've not been to Canada yet.
Dubai.
I've been there like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I've been to South Africa. I've been to Algeria, Tunisia, those places.
Yeah.
Now, all those countries I'm talking about, the way they see things
Yeah.
is different.
Yeah.
You know, when you go to a restaurant in the UK, they tell you your reservation is from 10 to 11.
Yeah.
So it is up to you to be there between that time.
Yeah.
You know? If you're not, you're doomed.
Yeah.
And then these guys are going to tell you at 11 that time is up.
Yeah.
There's another person that was reserved for this seat.
Yeah.
Here we don't mean business. A person buys a plate of food at 30K and he wants to sit at your restaurant the whole day.
Yeah.
You know? So, we have issues. You know, you find someone just calling you Kasuku and you tell him, am I your relative? Yeah? I'm not your relative. Why do you say Gwe? You Kasuku, I'm not your relative.
And you're not a dog.
And yes, I'm not a dog. You just say Kasuku, okay. How are you, Kasuku? But you say, you, am I your relative? Did you pay my school fees?
Exactly.
So, we have, around me every time I go abroad, when we land at Entebbe, I'm like, we are back to settings.
Factory setting.
You're like,
Yeah.
you see things,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay. But then you remember, you know, in Uganda we have a saying, Muduma kwe kwaffe. Yeah? More like Uganda, yeyafe. Uganda is my home. So whether you do what or what, this is your home. But we have ministries like Ministry of Ethics and Integrity. I don't know what they are doing. You know, we have directorates everywhere, directorate of this, directorate of that. But they can spend money teaching Ugandans mindset change.
Yeah.
You know? We are not doing these things.
Yeah.
We are just used to.
Yeah.
I appreciate you and actually respect you. Moving from the UK to here. You know? When Eddie told you 1 p.m., you were here at midday.
Yeah.
A Ugandan will come at 2.
Yeah.
Look at me, I started. When I tell you 1,
Yeah.
at 1:05 I've left.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kasuku, I've left. Because now I have a schedule I'm running with.
Exactly.
You know, you just... But that's our Uganda. There's not so much we can do about it. Yeah.
And I've seen with how Ugandans are, I believe in everything. There's a disadvantage and an advantage. If you go around the world, you never see people like as loving and as vibrant as Ugandans. But there's something I wanted you to touch on as a psychologist, because we see now like someone like my spiritual father and different men of God and people like you. And I'm going to give you a scenario as well. People get attacked, and they think someone like, let's say now for someone like Apostle Grace Rebecca, leading about 10,000 people and more around the world, every week, do you know how much training it is for him as a human being, and to do it consistently? And then you get attacked by people, and people think when he keeps quiet, he's okay. But as a man, the flesh is weak. Our mind, we have to guard it sometimes.
Yeah.
We go through things, and I would like you to help us Ugandans to be better. Because we release words, we say bad things maybe about Kasuku, bad things about maybe Apostle Grace Lubega, bad things about the president, bad things maybe about Elijah or Pastor Wilson Bugembe, and you don't know what you're doing to that person.
Yeah. I think, you know, the first thing is to adapt. When you move into community psychology, they teach you about the cores of the society you're in.
Yeah.
So the moment most of us, and I think Apostle Grace does the same, the moment he understood the society he's in, everything became easier.
Yeah.
You know, when for me, for example, I know Ugandans. Ugandans are very, very heartless, selfish people.
Yeah.
Especially when you have what they don't have.
Yeah.
When you have what they don't have. But a Ugandan, when you are at the same level, the joy they have. I'll give you an example. When we went to the president and I got 5 billion, I saw people were angry. But I was asking people, why are you angry? They were not angry that the president gave me 5 billion. They were angry that a man they have seen through the ranks is now moving a step what?
Higher.
Yes. So that is why they began, Era Kasuku, you're hobnobbing with the dictator. Yeah, people are suffering. You're eating entire hospital. But we have MPs, we have ministers, we have people, musicians who are taking even more than 5 billion. They are not going to say anything. But you, they feel you're now going, you're leaving them at this level. You're moving up. So what do? You get to sit down, understand these people. Say this is the society we are living in. Well, some people have gone off social media. Others have learned to build thick skin. Inside you, you're like, okay, this one is going to talk, this one. Me personally now, I learned to go and have a drink. Yeah. Some of the reasons why you see me coming to the UK, most times when I come to the UK, there are concerts, but me, I want to go and watch Manu playing. Because that's going to give me joy. Then I'll meet my friends there that I know. We drink, eat. Then you come back to this mess here, you know? So you just have to find the resilience inside you. Understand the sort of people we are dealing with, you know? When you do that, you'll find people saying things and you're like, okay, you know? It's all about adapting. You adapt. That is Ugandans. You understand? You Omuna Uganda banange. But we are very loving people, by the way.
Very loving.
When they love you, they love you. But they will love you when you're there, where they want you to be. You move a step higher. So there are people who saw Apostle Grace years ago. They feel like, this come on, how is he here? You know? But he has gone. Ugandans fear reality. They never accept. You understand? And that is how President Museveni has been able to rule over them. He will come, talk about, oh, my poor people. There are people in the village. They are doing, please send that money. President Yewafi. You understand? So he knows how to play them. Yes.
And before we proceed, I'd like to thank you greatly. Because many people don't know. I've seen you off camera, you're very humble. And accepting to record with me. You're the, after Sandy, and I sat down with Pastor Wilson Bugembe and we recorded. The same humility. And he shares the same love and he supports you guys. He talks highly of you guys. And I'd like to thank you for being humble. For the viewers who don't know you, you're a really humble person.
Yeah, I'm a very humble person, but not humiliatable. The moment you want to humiliate me, the gloves go off. But
you mean the gloves go on boxing?
Exactly. You know, this is life. You know, there are people who've come before us. There will be people after us. So I really don't think there's something I lose lighting someone else's candle, because I'm glad, you know. So, by that, most times I tell people, and people never get to say, why is the guy saying these things? When you sit down and you look at how far you've come, it's when you realize and you're like, why the fuss? You know? If people would learn to sit down, I just woke up one day, and I always tell this story. When I was younger, I would say things, but it never really struck my mind. Like, I grew up in a home where things were there. I was sure we are going to eat, we are going to drink. You know, I would sleep in a good bed. I would watch TV. You know, I went to good schools, you know. Up until a certain time when my mom passed on. And I started saying, people I thought were there for us. And they're saying, I'm like, okay. So now reality dawned on me. I got to see people who sleep down on a mattress. I actually slept on it. And by the way, for me, I think what changed or what helps me, sometimes the things people want to use against me, I just find them intriguing. I'm like, I think I need to, you know? Like when I get a challenge, like I got a challenge and like I had to put a mattress on the floor. I just realized then all of a sudden that I'm sleeping better. So sometimes why I don't even talk about some things is because you end up in life and then you find this is now more comfortable than even what I thought was. But yeah, some years ago I sat down. I was now renting my own place. I had my own TV, chairs in the sitting room, you know, DSTV, my own bedroom, my own bed, everything, microwave, cookers. So randomly I sat down, I'm like, but this is how far I've come. This is how far God has brought me.
Yeah.
I was like, I never expected this, you know?
Yeah.
Then recently, when we went to bury my Jaja, I saw everybody saying, hey man, you built a very nice house. Like it had never crossed my mind. I would just see a house and I look at it, I'm like, okay, fine. But you know, people around could keep saying, hey. So that's when I realized, I was like, but man, maybe I'm not counting my blessings enough. You know, because everybody was talking about that.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I went back to take stock of where am I now?
Yeah.
And I sort of moved, you know. Today, if I'm seated here and I need to place a land title as security for 100 million, I have it. For 200 million, I have it. You know, it gets you thinking. Maybe we are not appreciating much what we have. We keep. So when all of those things happened, I was like, I think sometimes we need to
be more grateful.
Yeah, take life a bit slow. Cherish the good things in front of you. You know, because there are people who don't have what you have. You know, so I chose to. When someone comes to me, if they're nice to me, I be nice to them. If they are not, I'm not. You know, because there's so many people out there that they just need. For example, this interview may get you what, 30, 40, 50K views, and it's what you want to break the ice. You know, but it's just an hour or two. So what do I lose if I have the time? You understand? Yeah, I think that's how life's supposed to be. It's only that some of our people, even those people, want to overachieve in a short time, and those are the people now we are struggling with. Someone has just come, they want to be Kasuku tomorrow. And you tell him it's been what, 15 years in the making for this guy to be here.
And consistent.
Yes. And then we still have that mentality. People think you have to fight each other. Propel conflict, then you move up. Yet we can work together. You know? So for me, that's what I believe in now. It's only that now, if you want to humiliate me, if you come humiliating me, we go. We shall face each other. If you come and you want us to work together, we shall work together. Because what? Today, we may be talking about all of this, and there's a guy who has never heard of Kasuku. He's in the UK. And he's going to be like, but this guy has a nice conversation. What's his channel? Kasuku Live. You know? And the next thing, I'm getting a call from the BBC. They're telling me, can you give us African stories from Uganda? You get it? But it was just an hour or two. You see? So it's the power is in collaboration. If we can work together respectfully, we are going to go heights. Yes.
But around the time I recorded with Pastor Wilson, I'd like you to greet him. I saw him, he had gone to mourn with you after losing your
Jaja. My Jaja. Oh, that's the time you recorded with him.
Yeah, around that time.
Yeah, Pastor Bugembe. But Pastor Bugembe, we had run-ins earlier. We had run-ins earlier in my career. We had run-ins, by the way, serious ones. But I think he's a cool-headed guy. And I think he's a nice guy. He's one of those few Ugandans who really mind their hustle. He's a guy who will not give you an opinion on everything. He's chosen to do his thing. And you can see he's a successful man. I've taken a plane with him. I've seen one time when Uganda Airlines, I was with him. They upgraded us together. And the conversations we are having, the people he was talking with and what. I think sometimes when you get close to those to certain people, you tend to realize that maybe us who see them here are the ones who make them light. But they're actually heavy. But yes, me I admire him. He's a composed guy.
Yeah.
There's certain composure I've never had in my life.
That he has it.
So, and I think he's an honest man. He's my friend.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Yeah. So, Pastor Wilson Bugembe, how are you? Yes. Big up on yourself.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yes.
Pastor Wilson Bugembe.
Yeah.
And I saw you on another podcast sitting down and talking about what men go through.
Yes.
Often, the energy is looked at on the women when women are go through something. But usually a man can be a victim, but a woman knows how to
Twist.
twist.
Yeah.
And as a psychologist, I would like you to give a message because you hold a lot of influence when you speak.
No, men should stand their ground. That is one. We should stop this. Now, this is for Africa, not for people, actually for Uganda, not for people in the UK. I don't know how people relate in the UK, but here the man is the head of the home.
Yeah.
You have to stand your ground.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I always there's someone I told. There's a time I used to have a lot of quarreling with my girl.
Yeah.
So one time I sat down after speaking to one of, you know, those people who talk to me. I sat down and I thought to myself, but why do I keep arguing with this lady?
Yeah.
Because one, you know, I leave my home at 6 or 7
Yeah.
and I'm back at earliest 10.
Yeah.
So I chose to ask, why do I conflict? Why are we arguing all the time?
Yeah.
So I chose my peace.
Yeah.
I chose to say when I get home, how are you? I'm fine. How was your day? They say. When I see something that's about to trigger us, I'm like, you are right.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
The final decision is mine. So me, I can tell you, yeah, fantastic. Go on, too.
Yeah.
So I think that she started realizing, but you know, this guy,
Yeah.
you understand. And from that time on, things changed, you know. So for the men out there, avoid certain arguments with women. However, stand your ground.
Yeah.
That's one. 2, provide.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are about, hey, man, you're not providing. The world we are in, women respect those who care, those who provide.
Yeah.
The moment you're not, and of course, the only way you're going to stomp your foot and you say, no, this has to happen, is because you're providing.
Yeah.
You're the father in that home.
Yeah.
Because this is also something we need to tell the men. That amidst everything, the drama and everything, most men are not there. They are not providing.
Yeah.
So this woman needs to ask her, what do you bring on the table in her mind?
Yeah.
Because she sees most of the things she wants, she can give them to herself.
Yeah.
And you're not even showing the effort.
Yeah.
You get it? But men, I'm advising you, if you feel stressed at your home, please call me. I can find you a hot babe. You chill. I started that in Uganda here. When you call me and there's something I can do for you to that effect, I'll do it. Men are struggling.
Yeah.
Women are, they shift blame very fast.
Yeah.
You can find a woman with another man. And when you ask her, what are you doing here? You know the reason she'll give you? Because for me, you don't take me out. Nah. If I don't take you out, does it mean now start hobnobbing with other men?
Yeah.
Have we talked about this?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Women can play that card reverse. Whoosh! Now these days they talk domestic violence. He has been beating me. Well, you've been with this man 5 years. After you break up is when you realize you've been being beaten. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So men need to be steadfast. Mukwatire, whoop. Whoop. Before she can begin saying her things, whoop. You know?
Yeah.
Abakyala bajooga. Mujooga abasajja. Abasajja, men, I'm telling you, find your peace.
Yeah.
Find your peace. Most men today, me when I talk with men, I actually have an Airbnb. It's there for my guys.
Yeah.
You come, you pay your 200K, go gain and go way back.
And no hidden cameras.
No, then there are no hidden cameras.
Yeah.
These days, men are having these Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Not me. I have people who come to my Airbnb and they say, Kasuku, I want to be with you inside here. And you sit there with a guy for an entire day. He orders for drinks, muchomo, what? You sit.
Yeah.
At 2, the guy says, let's go home.
Yeah.
Yeah? Not because, but because bakoye stress. Men, you should have that car apartment to cool off your stress.
Yeah.
You don't know there are men who enter home at 3
Yeah.
and they are leaving at 6
In the morning, yeah.
in the morning. They leave at 6, never so come Airbnb, never come. Never took a kumulimu sawa nya. Men should learn to find their inner peace.
Yeah.
And that is something women have done perfectly.
Yeah.
A woman can be with you. She realizes my guy is a drunkard. She assesses he's a drunkard, but he's kind. He's honest. He's a provider. She comes to peace with your beer.
Yeah.
She says, okay. Her heart accepts, like, this is my man now.
Yeah.
So the flow of you being a drunkard will be non-existent before her.
Yeah.
Because she's found that peace.
Yeah.
For us, we don't.
Yeah.
Every time we want to be arguing, you know that ego.
Yeah.
Find your peace.
Yeah.
Come to terms with certain things. Find your own peace. Things will be better for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't want the women to feel like we're attacking them. So I want you to also input on that, and how can we as men do better for women and treat them right?
Yeah, like I've said, provide what you can.
Yeah. But
Yes.
usually any man can provide. But what makes you the special man for your woman?
No, in Africa there is nothing like that. You stop those things. Those ones stop in the UK.
They stop it.
Yeah, for us here you provide.
You provide.
Yes. For us here in Africa, sex happens without romance.
Okay.
Yes, after some time with your girl, you come back home, you tell her, please come to the bedroom and dress, put. So the things women here want are a bit different. Of course, there is a stage where they want, you take me, buy me some tequila, we eat, we drink, show me off, those things. Yeah, but most of the Ugandan men are past that stage.
Yeah.
Of hold my hand. You know, that's not the things now you want. Open the door for me. This is my car. Enter.
Yeah.
Enter the car. We go.
Yeah.
Don't start that nonsense. We see. You open the car.
Yeah.
You tell me to open that door, I drive.
Yeah.
You will take a Uber. You will come on Uber.
Yeah.
You understand? So for us here, the most important thing, men should give women peace. They should provide. These are the things women want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because why do you want me to first romance you? You know, lick your ears, go down on you. This is, we are here for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Please put, we go.
Yeah.
You see? But you have money, go do your hair.
Yeah.
You go out with your kids. Go, you have ice cream, take them to the water park. There are things women here want. After a certain age, when women clock around 28, they stop seeing things as I need to do my nails. It becomes now about those things I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So a man should just do that. Yeah. And of course, men also stop over being at home. Yes. Stop over being at home. That is for Africa here. Because every time you're at home, that's where the problems come.
Yeah.
You're going to start seeing your madam not doing this. But why shouldn't? But what is this? After this, and boom,
Yeah.
arguments.
Yeah.
Yes.
So to close off, I'd like to go to the last segment
Okay.
before we finish. But I have a cousin of mine. He's a big fan of you.
Yeah.
It's called Onesimus Ziwa. That's his stage name.
Okay.
But his government name is Ashton Kundwarohanga Mbazira. So could you just tell him hello?
Yeah, Ashton. Hi, how are you? I'm with your guy. Today we are here.
Yeah.
Yes, so tell your friends to tune in.
Yeah.
Yes, it's called Onesimus
Onesimus Ziwa.
Ziwa.
Yeah.
Yeah, bigger. He's a performing artist.
He's coming up in the industry.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. The next time I come to the UK, I think in July, I should be able to touch base.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted you to close off. First of all, to tell these guys to subscribe,
Yeah,
to like the video,
yeah,
comment,
yeah,
and then you'll give business advice because you're a businessman.
yeah,
Where you see content creation going in the next 5 years,
yeah.
and then just your closing remarks and advice.
Okay. For starters, subscribe, share, like. You can actually even, is it donate?
Yes.
Yes, to make sure, down here things are not as simple as, you see them. So, yeah, come and support my guy. And, yeah, but don't pirate the work. There are those that download and then upload.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is nonsense.
Yeah.
That is one. Two, I think people should do, one, they should research about business
Yeah.
before they move into it. And then also people should do a lot of the things they want.
Yeah.
Where is your passion?
Yeah.
For example, if your passion is this, when things are natural, you attract that energy. People see you're doing,
Yeah.
Yeah, so make research about the business you want to do, but love the business. Don't just think about the money that's going to come. Because you see, the business is like the woman. If you massage it well, yeah, it will give you,
Yeah.
you want. But if you don't, then you're most definitely not going to get anything from it.
Yeah.
Yes. So for me, I think that's more like about the business. Just make sure you have done enough research about it, you understand it well, then you proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you research about a business, you're going to know the pros, the cons. So then the decision is left to you whether to invest in it or not.
Yeah. Content
Creation, I think, is growing. We are still limited here in Uganda. We've not really, we actually still doing the simple things.
Yeah.
Because of course we have issues with equipment, we have issues with the monetization.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that so many content creators out there would want to do, but they are hindered by the finances and the equipment and the internet, all those things. But I think it's a discussion now we are going to start having with government. And in 5 years' time, I think we shall be the leading sector in Uganda. If we can iron out a few things here with government, streamline the business and all those things, I think we have the potential of bringing in $100 million a year, in the country. Of course, that also includes telling our leaders about what we are doing, because most of them are bleak. They just think, now Katiola, now when they see these mics, now they are going to think we are serious. I think they are doing something serious. But now when they see you with these mics, you just put on here.
Clip on.
They feel like, what are they doing? They're just gossiping. But we are really doing, we are doing content. Me, every day, I have people who ask me, they have not yet uploaded. So that means, especially out of the country, people want to know. You get it? They want to know. They want to know, they want to know, they want to know. They want content. So the faster we align, streamline, and all those things, the better the future is here. Yes.
So teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, teamwork. We need to stop looking at each other as competitors. We need to start looking at each other as colleagues who are working together
for the greater good.
For the greater good. These things, this money they are giving us, most of you have held it. 5 million, 10 million content creators are making this money. Yeah, we just need to make sure. And we also need to pay taxes, by the way.
Yeah.
Because people keep telling me, you're talking those things, URA will come. We want URA to come.
Yeah.
But we want URA to come when it is coming on something we are also benefiting from.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. So those are discussions that I think we are going to be having with government through the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think, the future is bright for us. Yeah.
And to close off, I want to make a request on camera.
Yeah.
Would it be possible to have you and Mr. Cindy on the same table next month in June?
Next month?
In June, yes.
You will liaise with him. We see the time that I have. Yeah, it's really no problem. We can always sit here. Yeah, but first make sure people enjoy this.
Yeah.
They like it.
Yeah.
So the reviews we shall get will guide us on whether we come back or not. Yes.
And if you have any questions,
yeah,
to leave them in for Mr. Sedi and Mr. Kasuku.
Yeah.
And I'd like to close off with shaking your hand.
Yeah.
For giving me your time.
Thank
and
you.
I believe we shall collaborate more in the future.
Yeah, we shall. Yeah. We shall, surely. Or maybe before I go, the people out there, especially those, outside Uganda, we have some, as content creators, me first, we are trying to improve on this. Yeah. Like we have said, the money is not so much, although it's there. So we want to upgrade. We want mics like these or even better. Equipment, mixers, all those things, software. Yeah, so anybody out there that can really give us a push, especially me in particular, you can ring me. You can WhatsApp me. Is it okay if I read my number?
It's okay.
So if you want to, since we are in Uganda, you do +256 758 88 15 42. That's +256 758 88 15 42. You can send us a good camera. You can send us a phone. Yeah. For example, the iPhone 17. It's majorly made for content creation. Yeah. You could say we have 17 Pro Max, 1 terabyte. Yeah. You send it to us so that we shoot better content. I'm not in the habit of asking, but this is where we are. It's the reality. We need to step up a bit. We need to see how we present our work. So that, But you can also visit my YouTube channel, Kasuku Live. Yeah. You can see great content there.
You might see me there soon.
Yeah, sure. Have a laugh, Yeah, and you call it a day. Yeah, so thank you for watching. And those who have comments, please be mindful. Don't disrespect me. I will find you in the comment section. And I will abuse you. Just so you know. If you choose to call me an idiot, I'm going to call you an idiot. Or even harder. That's what's up.
As Mr. Kasuku said, if you need anything from the UK or America, you can reach out to me. I can get you that sorted. Yeah. My numbers are 0706 3801 58. Or you can add a +256 for those. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
AfriSub brings you the best and fastest online shopping experience. All you need to do is visit our website at www.afrisub.com or visit any of our social media platforms to make your order from any of our products. Goods purchased will be delivered right where you are with caution delivery or picked up from our offices at Greenland Towers, Kampala Road. AfriSub, here to serve.